Hi, Limpa, Brasil! It's Captain Charles Moore, and I'm here to tell you about all the important work that's being done in Brazil by the Let's Do It World team. Let's hear it for Limpa, Brasil. Now, you guys want to know why we're doing this. We're doing this because trash is becoming a global problem, not only for us as humans, but for every other living creature. And my first introduction into this problem, and one of the reasons why I started the plastic pollution movement, the movement against plastic pollution, is because of what I saw in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which when I discovered it in 1997 was not called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It was just open water between Hawaii and California. And at that time, I couldn't come on deck without seeing a little something pass by. It wasn't a mountain of trash. It was just a piece of trash coming by every time I would look for maybe 5 minutes. It wasn't connected. It was just a piece of trash. But it made me thinking, if this is a larger area and it has this much trash in it, it adds up, because this is the North Pacific Subtropical High. This is over 1 million square kilometers in area. There's got to be a problem here. So I came back 2 years later with scientific sampling equipment, including the manotrawl. We trawled there and we found 6 kilos of plastic for every kilo of plankton. That was a wake-up call. We realized the ocean was being inundated with trash. It was our dirty little secret of humans being able to trash the most remote part of the world ocean. So I immediately began focusing my work on pushing back against the plastic attack. That's what we're here to do today, talking to you. At first, when I saw the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, I thought it was something we could ameliorate, we could push back against, we could make a difference. But so far, we haven't. All the movements, including Let's Do It World, which is a great movement, Ocean Cleanup, Cleanup Day, all these movements have taken a lot of trash out of the ocean. But the amount that is going in is so much greater than the amount we're taking out that everything is getting worse. It's getting worse by the day. And we've got to stop it. Now, my feeling is that this material is especially problematic. Why? Because it doesn't stay what it is. It's not the thing that you thought it was. It's becoming something else. It's breaking down through photodegradation and oxidation. It's becoming chipped and cracked, and it's now microplastics. These are tiny plastics. These plastics, when they break down, they release every toxic chemical that was added at the time of manufacture, and they make it easier for animals to ingest it, including ourselves. We're now breathing it, we're eating it, and sad to say, it's entering our bodies as we speak. This is a sad day when we can't breathe without breathing in plastic. Here at the Moore Institute for Plastic Pollution Research, our focus is on how much plastic's in our drinking water. We're on our way to becoming the first accredited laboratory able to determine how much plastic is in our drinking water, and we believe that will drive science, force science, to determine the health effects for having this much plastics in our drinking water, in our air, and in our bodies. When we determine how much plastic is there, then we'll have to find out what it's doing to us. We must find out, because nobody believes it's doing anything good. Now, here in Brazil, I've traveled and seen the great work that's being done to try to retain plastics on site, recycle the plastics that are recyclable. But unfortunately, in Brazil and other major countries around the world, the amount of plastic that's being made, say for instance, even with sugar cane as the feedstock, is so great, and it's so important to understand that just because it comes from a bio feedstock doesn't mean that it's biodegradable or that it's not a problematic plastic. So here in Brazil, what we want to think about when we think about World Cleanup Day and zero waste is think about how we can create what's a circular type of economy, what's a reuse economy, an economy where everything gets reused. If it can't be reused, if it can't be recycled, we don't make it. But that's not the way things are going. I hate to tell you this, it's going the opposite direction. We're making more and more of the things that we can't reuse and can't recycle. So what I've adopted to make my circular economy work in my world is a sharing economy. How can you share? You can only share when you have more than you can use. If you just have the amount of stuff that you can use, you're never going to be able to share anything. What's a way for you to get surplus and share in a local economy and prevent plastic pollution? I think it's away from growing your own food. Growing your own food allows you to get surplus. Every time you plant a seed, you're going to get more than you can use. You want to have a sharing economy. You want to have as much local agriculture, urban agriculture, personal agriculture as you can have. That way you have a surplus that you can share. You can create the sharing economy. You can show people what the sharing economy is. And it's not just about cleaning up, it's about having an abundance. It's having more than you can use so you can use it locally. That stops transportation, wrapping things in plastic. You can get your local economy just like I do in my home farm. You can see me on Facebook, Captain Charlie's Urban Farm. Every time we make more than we can consume, we can share it. That also creates a circular economy because we can compost everything we make and use as our food. So let's talk about cleaning up the world by making the world biodegradable, making it a circular economy, and sharing more than we grow, because we're going to grow a lot more than we need when we all become organic farmers at the local level. So I believe in me, and I believe in you. You and me, we're going to do it. Let's do it, world. Let's clean up the world, not just on a day, every day. And Brazil, you can do it.